articles that I posted a long time ago, years ago. So right now I'm starting with moral learning, and it was originally posted in 2016. I've already gone through and edited this first paragraph just for spelling errors, clarity, misuse of prepositions, and yeah, I'm just going to take you all through this process so you can get a better idea of how, I do some editing, what my thoughts are. So why should a teacher be prepared to allow or require students to use mobile devices to achieve learning objectives? I've already gone through this piece. Let's go here to this paragraph. A teacher should be prepared to allow or require students to use mobile devices because students will be applying students will apply. Now you gotta understand, when I first wrote this, I was rushing and also probably just not as good at writing. A teacher should be prepared to allow or require students to use mobile devices because students will apply what they learn students will apply their learning using mobile, apply their learning. So many thoughts come to me at this. All right, this considers the prevalence of technology today. The dependence on technology today. Let's say the dependence on. The following post will address two cases for using mobile devices in the classroom. um, in in-person or online classrooms. All right. This whole paragraph just seems super duper out of place. My gosh, it's so bad. Okay, here we go. Yeah, these two paragraphs need to stay together. Oop. And then these two should be together. The two cases, the first activity, the second activity, what I love most about these two activities, and finally these are modeled. Okay, and that's going to go here. Yeah. And this could break it up by making one of these guys. Oh, sorry. Not what I wanted to do. Awesome. And then we can change this to be bolded. And then this can be, yeah, because I did this again, I did this a long time ago and I didn't edit anything, so it's very rough. All right, so generally speaking, there are three main guiding principles or best practices when incorporating mobile learning into the classroom. One, the activity should be performable. Doable. All right, so I know, I'm pretty sure people have been judging me pretty harshly by this, but it's fine. She's not a good teacher. She doesn't write well. She's not a good writer. Look at her writing here. All right. The activities, objectives should clearly state acceptable modes of communication, speaking, listening, reading, or writing. Um, and three, um, See, there I go, making errors as I fix errors. It's kind of like making a mess while you clean up the room, right? This is easily modified. Oh yeah, and if you're noticing all the red lines under everything, that's because I currently have my laptop in Spanish. If I change it to English, sometimes it updates, sometimes it doesn't. So that's why in the past, well, not necessarily, but sometimes I ignore the red lines because they're not correct, depending on which language I have my computer and in which language I'm writing in. I remember I had one teacher tell me while I was finishing up the teaching certification program that the red squiggly lines indicate misspelling. Well, ma'am, actually, for a lot of people who deal with multiple languages, we kind of start to ignore the red squiggly lines because we know that the computer doesn't know actually what we're doing, okay? So I'm aware of why the red squiggly lines are there, but you, being a person who only communicates in one language, might not understand what's going on here. So if you're out there and you're watching, yes, I gave you a very snarky response. I corrected all of the spelling mistakes, but your approach was also very snarky. All right, so generally speaking, there are three main guiding principles for best practices when incorporating mobile learning into the classroom. One, the activity should be doable on all mobile devices. Two, the activity's objective should clearly state acceptable modes of communication, listening, speaking, reading, or writing. And three, the activity must result in a tangible, audible, or visual product for assessment. I found the above effective guidelines for mobile learning works well for populations with a mix of, for classes, for groups, I should just say groups, with a mix of abilities, interests, and cultural backgrounds. This modifications can easily be made for different needs. Modifications can easily be made different needs. The guidelines are straightforward. Which minimizes minimize confusion. Um, for populations with minimal access to technology. All right. The teacher should be prepared to allow or require students to use mobile devices because students will apply their learning using mobile devices. This considers the dependence on technology today. The following post will address two cases for using mobile devices in in-person or online classroom. The dependence and the convenience of, and dependence on. The convenience, 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 convenience. Oh, yep, let's see how I spell convenience. Convenience. Yes. All right. The two cases examples I should be discussing reflect all three of my guiding principles while also showcasing flexibility within mobile learning. Let's try that one more time. The two cases, the remainder of the post address two case studies. Both cases address two case studies. Both cases are example activities I will discuss that that illustrate wow that illustrate the guiding principles and showcase oh, and showcase their flexibility with some of learning. The first activity includes researching and editing a current event writing assignment. The second activity involves communication, involves summarization, uh, summarization, um, reflection, and summarization. Um, within speech assignment. Speech assignment. This is rough. Wow. Let's say the writing activity. The research writing activity best achieved when students are able to use should allow ugh, students to use websites or sources at school or at home to research any topic as long as they can produce a well thought out and structured writing response. Um, that fitting expectations. Um, um, according to specific expectations. Set by themselves or others. Okay, hold on. These specific expectations set by themselves or others. The only limit should be when the information was posted online. The only limit the only limit should be the time frame within which the information was posted or published. Achievable? This can be done. particular assignment is a great way for students to connect to their work and reflect on strengths and weaknesses. I suggest this for grades 5 and above as a regular assignment. The reflection, the spoken reflection assignment. The spoken summary assignment. Okay, I'll take a quick pause. Alright, so from here on, I'm going to be eating while I'm editing, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off my mic. All right, so I'm back. I finished eating my food. I had brown rice with peas and sardines, by the way. It was really, really good. I put a lot of black pepper and olive oil and a lot of water, so it's really fluffy brown rice. But it looks like we're done. Took about 45 minutes, took a quick break. For this one, I have works cited at the bottom, which is great. I don't have the works cited on all of them, and I'm not going to go back and try to imagine where I got the information from. I really like the rag and the color, and so I'm thinking about stylizing this. Can I highlight it? Ooh, there really aren't that many options for this. Interesting. I can't even change the color. Here we go. Of course I can. All right, so color, horizontal line, strike through, text color, uh, paste, special character, decrease indent. All right, so I don't have the ability to do a highlight. So let's just bold it. We'll do rag, we'll bold, and then we'll add some color. COLOR. Let's just do that. C O L. I'm not going to do yellow because, well, yeah, the yellow's dark enough. Yeah, I don't like the. Hold on. Let's see if I can make it green or something. Yeah, I'm going to do green. And then I'll do blue. And then we can get like a soft red. I don't want the red. Let's do the pink. And I'm going to see if I can underline. There's no underline option. All right. So that's it. Thank you for coming along. To close it up, I'll just do a complete read of the article. So, mobile learning. Generally speaking, there are three main guiding principles or best practices when incorporating mobile learning into the classroom. One, the activity should be doable on all mobile devices. Two, the activity's objectives should clearly state acceptable modes of communication, listening, speaking, reading, or writing. And three, the activity must result in a tangible, audible, or visual product for assessment. I have found the above trifecta of guidelines for mobile learning works well for groups with a mix of abilities, interests, and cultural backgrounds. Modifications can easily be made for different needs. The guidelines are straightforward and minimize confusion for populations with minimal access to technology. Why should a teacher be prepared to allow or require students to use mobile devices to achieve learning objectives? A teacher should be prepared to allow or require students to use mobile devices because students will apply their learning using mobile devices. This considers the convenience of this considers the convenience of and dependence on technology today. The remainder of this post will address two case studies for using mobile devices in in-person or online classrooms. Both cases are example activities that illustrate the guiding principles and showcase their flexibility within mobile learning. The first activity includes researching and editing a current event writing assignment. The second activity involves reflection and summarization for a speech assignment. Let's do reflecting and summarizing. keep that consistent. The research writing activity should allow students to use websites or sources at school or at home. Any written sources. Any printed, any written sources. Okay. Either printed or online. Students research any topic and must produce a well thought out and structured response. These specific expectations may be set by students themselves or others, peers, parents, teachers, acquaintances from social media. The only limit should be the time frame within which the information was posted or published. It should be the recent time frame. I suggest students research tabloid topics, new technology, and global conflict. This can be done all on mobile devices. Their final product must be in writing and from written sources they read. This means the assessment will be captured for assessment. This particular assignment is a great way for students to connect to their work and reflect on strengths and weaknesses. I suggest this for grades 5 and above as a regular assignment. The spoken summary activity can be achieved via video or audio on all mobile devices. Guideline 1, and would make a great activity for year-long procedures. Students summarize what they've learned over the past few weeks as if they are teaching someone who does not already know. Students then save or post their recording in an organized manner, allowing students to easily retrieve and share. Retrieve, I before E except retrieve and share their knowledge with others or give themselves a review later. For teachers and homeschooling parents, this will offer another way to introduce units. Students they might not love being taught by their older siblings. Will benefit in unique ways, will uniquely benefit from being taught. I figure if I spelled uniquely right, uniquely. There's an E. I know. From being taught by their older peers and siblings. They might be inspired to make an even better video when it's their turn. They might even be inspired. They might be inspired to make a better video. I don't think I need even. Again, the mode of communication is clear, and the assignment is audible for assessment. What I love most about these two activities is how they inspire collaborative continued learning, is how they foster collaborative continued learning. During the first assignment, students find resources in the form of people and published materials that help them stay updated on topics of interest. I love that sentence. In the second activity, students inform themselves and others for what might be students inform themselves and others. Students create a way to inform themselves and others for years to come. Lastly, the activities are modeled. Is that even how you spell modeled? Are modeled after what modern adults are doing today. Most importantly, it's not just lastly, it's most importantly. Most importantly, the activities are modeled after what modern adults are doing today. Much of adults' knowledge comes from various sites they mentally summarize before having a conversation. Adults reference individuals from various platforms more often than journalists from various periodicals. And self-education via watching videos is pivotal. Pivotal is, yeah, it is pivotal for adults today. Many are making a living from the series of videos they post, and others are making a living from what they learn from those series. All right, so thanks so much. Let's just come here in the middle, give it a quick thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.